Hey there. If you're seeing this preview on YouTube, it's because of the generous support of my patrons. They allow me to do these extra videos. And here are some of their names. I am so thankful for all of them, past, present, or future. Whether they're listed or not, they allow me to do this work. If you're interested in becoming a patron, you can see a link in the description box below. Enjoy. Hey there. Tonight our intention is protection and shielding. And I'm going to start us off with a little candle to set the space. Sometimes asking for protection is one of the easiest, best ways. And so we're going to just use this to open the space and ask our guides, our angels, our protectors, whatever it is, our lands, to assist us. So, calling upon our guides, ancestors, and guardians, we ask for aid and protection. And we can think about this candle as a little beacon of protection for our space. And we're going to allow it to burn and just fill our space with its presence while we work. And I'm going to put it right back here. And then I'm going to do our cleanse today with crystals instead of smoke because I really want to make sure we have a good foundation before we start shielding. And because this is a long session, I'm just going to introduce the crystals as we go, okay? So I'm going to start us off with celestite, and we're going to start our cleanse in the mind, in the third eye, and the throat. So just starting to anchor our mind and our thoughts into this session. So you can start to bring your awareness to relaxing and I like celestite. It feels very cleansing. So working with our thoughts and removing any unwanted kind of energy there before we build our shield. We want to make sure there's nothing on the inside first. So we're going to work all the way down the energy body in the beginning of this session and then build up some layers of protection, some shields. Okay. And just using this celestite to cleanse off our mind's eye. I'm just going to pull a few little things that maybe we're missing, making sure that we're thorough. And just lifting up any of those issues in the body, in the mind. It's really windy here. It's a really perfect autumn day. And it feels like the changing of seasons. Okay. So I was working with our mind's eye, our third eye, and our throat. I have some green tourmaline, and I like this for its cleansing of our emotional heart space, and really quite lovely and gentle and cleansing. So we're just starting to work through our heart and removing any sort of blocks to our protection, to our shield. We don't want to leave those on the inside before we close things down. So just doing a nice deep clean. All the way down the energy body. And part of being protected is really feeling that in our bodies, feeling that in our emotions and our minds. There's no point in being protected or shielded against something if you don't feel it. So we really want that sense of calm and balance in our energy first. Again, just pulling and removing anything standing in the way of our safety, our protection, our ability to shield ourselves. And we're definitely looking to clear out things like self-sabotage. Kind of sneaks its way in sometimes. Negativity that undermines us. It's getting really windy. I think it's gonna rain. Alright, that was for clearing out our heart space and the energy there. And it's hard to see, but I have an amber egg, and we're going to use this for the solar plexus and just sort of bringing in there. Maybe you can see a little bit through it with the candle. But bringing this in for protection and warmth from within. This deals a lot with vitality, a bit of courage in a nice, gentle way, kind of warming up the body. Kind of think of it like a little piece of captured sunshine that we can bring into the body, bring in that cozy warmth, that eternal vitality, and allow it to just comfort us from within. We really want our own energy body to be a nice retreat for us. That no matter what we're dealing with on the outside, we can always come back to safety and protection within ourselves. And removing, releasing stands in the way of that. Sometimes our own self-doubt, our fears come up in the gut where we can't rely on our gut instinct. So we want to remove anything that is blocking that pure insight and instinct that we all have. Allowing that warmth to grow up from within, despite whatever else. So that is a piece of amber, which is not necessarily a crystal, but just old tree sap, petrified, encapsulated, whatever. So good for vitality. And then next I have this piece of ruby. It's kind of purpley, shiny. We're going to use this for our sacral and our root. And just bringing this in before it's passion and courage and power it gives us. Sometimes we feel unsecure because we don't trust our own power. We don't trust our own fire. So bringing that in as a reminder and connecting us to that energy source, that power we have within. removing anything standing in the way of that. Sort of stoking up that fire with a little bit more Reiki. Feeling that power and courage we have to set boundaries, to build shields, to say no, to remove anything that makes us feel unsafe from our lives. Okay. So that was Ruby working with the sacral and the root. And now that we feel like we have this really solid and cleansed base of our bodies, we're going to start building out the shielding, the protection, the extra safety net for our energy. So I'm going to start with amethyst, which is very cleansing and peaceful and calm, but it also can be quite protected. It connects us to the divine through the crown chakra and gives us that reminder that we are always kind of in the presence of the divine, and if we ask for it, if we call in this power, we can give ourselves this shield, sort of divine protection, a little bit of luck, a little bit of blessings, a little bit of space, a buffer of barrier. So calling that in as our first layer of our shield. And this layer should feel soft and comforting, kind of like a silk web that we're weaving around ourselves. And as we start to build this in energetically, start to imagine what your shield looks and feels like, what it's made of. As much as we're going to use this session to shield and protect, it is so important that you are able to protect and shield yourself. So start to envision or feel. If you have a hard time imagining with your mind's eye, you can just kind of feel what that might be made of, or think about what it might be made of. Perhaps metal or wood or energy, cloth, paper, any of the qualities that you want to see your shield appear around you in. And as we build in layer by layer, I want to make sure it feels nice and fluffy, not claustrophobic. We want the shield to feel a bit like magical fairy dust, this little divine layer of protection and safety. And bringing it down the back of you as well. Feeling it on the shoulders. Like a cozy shawl. Starting at the top of the head and just making sure it's completely sealed all the way down to the bottoms of your feet and around. Making it feel like a nice, cozy sleeping bag. And now we're going to empower that shield with a few Reiki symbols. I'm going to make sure it feels empowered. So that was amethyst, very soft and gentle, putting in our first layer of protection and shielding. So next up I have black tourmaline, and we're going to add in the next layer of our shield. And for this one, it is working more on that physical level. We're building out a stronger shell. Maybe think titanium or metal or mirror. And that first layer we built was much more comforting to us on the inside, very soft. And this one is stronger and more protective. It's our kind of first layer of defense. And black tourmaline is very cleansing too at the same time, so just working through our outer energy and really sealing it, releasing anything that's standing in the way of our protection, and then sealing our energy body. And just layer by layer, we're building that up. And again, perhaps you can visualize it or bring your awareness or thoughts to what it might feel or look. And just seeing what it feels like to you to be protected, to feel shielded. And as we go through, making sure we start kind of in the top of the crown and build it, covering every aspect, down the back, sides, bottoms of your feet. And I'm going to use this again to draw some Reiki symbols and empower this hardened layer. And just a few more passes over, making sure we're feeling really sealed in. And if you can, just connecting with how that shield feels one last time so that you know how to bring it up in your mind again, whether feeling, seeing, or just simply thinking of it. Okay. So black tourmaline, a very protective and cleansing stone. So next I wanted to bring in a couple of these Nordic runes for protection. We're going to inscribe them on us, but I also liked the wooden sound of them. So the first is Algiz or Elhaz, and that one stands for elk, and you can kind of see the elk in the shape. And that's that protective thing that you can see in elk feeding, and they're very aware. They have this antenna, this connection to a higher self that protects them in their body. So this one combined with, so willow, and this one is sun. And you can kind of see it's like a sunbeam striking down. It's power and movement, vitality, and kind of higher wisdom too, because we're following that sunbeam where it guides us. So these two runes together, we're going to sort of dust the outside of our energy body, kind of inscribe them all over. So it's a sort of energetic firewall. And perhaps see them kind of sprinkling down little tiny glowing runes to protect little magical spots. And then we're going to energize a few and then kind of stamp them on. And just placing those in your energy right on the outside. Kind of like little alphabet soup, but runes all over your energy body and on the top of your head and the bottoms of your feet. over your eyes. On your cheeks. On the tops of your shoulders. On the palms of your hands. On the sides of your hips. And the front of your knees. And sometimes I like to draw a rune like this on the palm of my hand to kind of invoke it into my body for that protection. So perhaps next time you're feeling you're headed into a situation, try doing that. Try calling back this shield that we've just made. So, Algiz or Elhaz is this rune, which means elk. And Sowilo, which means sun or soul. And I'm going to use this smoky quartz to inscribe those same runes into your body. So, Algiz, and Sowilo. It's kind of like a lightning strike, a moment of insight, sort of energizes our main chakra column. It is the sun, it is solar, it is wisdom and guidance, and a bit of power, in a very warming way. So Alhaz or Algiz. Pushing those all the way around. And Sowilo. Both directions, just in case. Okay, so that was a little piece of smoky quartz. I know it looks all the way black, but it's just dark in here. It is, I can see through it anyways. And now we've been doing lots of layering and working with, building up. And now I want to make sure that that is feeling cohesive. So just really working through everything. Making it feel a little lighter, a little effortless. Okay. Well, hopefully that feels much more protective around you and in your space. And I hope that you're able to kind of summon this work that we've done today when you're feeling like you need it in your life. So may you be blessed and safe and protected. Thank you. See you in the next one.